And in the past, we've had pretty much a good fund. Back about 3 years ago, we had a little over 700,000 around there.
Yes, sir.
It was good, and I think that, and we didn't had a criteria, how to judge. Whenever they would come before us, they would just ask for 10,000, 20, 30, 40, and we usually gave it. But now I believe we should judge those organizations or events that come before us, and we should set how many times can they come before us, and what's the cap? I mean, because there's no cap. Is that true, ma'am?
There's no policy and
There's no policy.
that
So-
sets a cap.
Okay.
And we did not give that direction to the Travelers Bureau either as a board.
Right.
Or no, sir.
I understand that. And so this is just a discussion. You know that they should have guidance. And I just came with some numbers that I had just asked Henrietta. Connie. If we get if we go and pay $100 and $3 we're coming back, which is 3%. That's per head. Okay. Here we have Executive Inn has 40 rooms. Motel 6, 27. Best Western 42. Stockroom 24. La Quinta, a little bit bigger, 69. And the big one had Holiday Express has 84. If you add all those up, you will have 286. Say you bring an event and you book everybody, the whole shebang out there. It's good for you, okay? So you bring 286 people to stay out there, and you give them $3. How much would that be? But still, they come before us and, first they go before the advisory board. I can understand that they bring in some sales taxes, but we're not talking about sales taxes here. But the council, at the end of the day or night, they can make that call and say, I'm going to give them a little bit more, or not. But it's, the past councils have been generous, I believe, very generous. But now we have to get our house in order first. We have a sign that we've been trying for years to get. Hopefully it'll pass. But it's not my call, it's the council's call, for about 50,000. But still we give to a group 40,000, just like that in the blink of an eye. And I have nothing against it. No group, no event, nothing. But I think those days are the past. We have to buckle up. We have to be conservative and fair. You bring to us a budget. If you want $5,000, you come to us and you give us a budget. Why do you always come before us and still asking for more? The maximum amount to be distributed would be $10,000 for all organizations, except, I believe, the one that brings the most yearly is the Peanut Festival. They can come every year. Others, below that, would be every other year. Like I said, and I'll say it again, I believe those days are gone, under my watch. How the other council feels, like I've said before, and I'll say it tonight, at the end of the day, it's the council's call. They can give whatever they want to. But we should set that criteria and judge those. There's two individuals here that we're gonna have a business for that extravaganza for Daniel Tejada, and then the South Texas. One is for 14,000. 14,000. We have to be accountable here, council. We must be accountable. We have to go back and tell them, why did you give this that much and this that much? We have to come back and say, you know what, this is the reason why. But still, this peanut festival brings, it starts when about Thursday, that kitty parade and all that stuff, that brings people. Okay, fine.
Tuesday to Sunday.
Right. And they bring a lot of people, a lot of people. But still, we have events that don't even match up to them. And they want to have, or maybe more. I think so, that's right. We have to set that criteria. And a cap too. We must set a cap. Plain and simple. The cap would be 15,000. Like I said, except for that peanut festival organization. And it's going to be up to the council to say that.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Appreciate it.
I'd like to ask our legal representation to look into the laws of the state of Texas of how hotel motel tax can be dispersed. If there's any criteria that we're not following or that we need to follow, and make sure that we're first and foremost in all good legal standings. And then if we need to have another meeting to set some of the suggestions or all of the suggestions that Councilman Ortiz had, this will, again, like he said, be a council issue. I think another councilman had something to say. Councilman Nissen?
Yeah, I spent about an hour and a half talking to the attorneys up at the hotel motel tax in Austin yesterday and day before a little bit. And I agree with you 100%, Mr. Ortiz. The hotel motel tax, I found out, if they had an event last year, this year, they need to show how many motel rooms they had, and 25% of the money we give needs to be to the motels to show it came back to us. And so any event that's been here 1 year, coming now, they're supposed to show us, hey, last year we had 10 rooms that brought in $2,500, so that's going to be good for $10,000. I know there's a bunch of people that's working great on this, but we are really not asking for the post-event. If they had it last year, we should see a post-event, what they had last year, to see if the room requirements met it. If not, we can cut the funds down. I agree with you. We can cut the funds down to what we give them and what they brought in, instead of just keep asking for more and more and not have the funds. And in the book they have ways how you can check hotels.
A suggestion, I'm sorry, Councilman Jones, did you have something? Suggestion that we get as much information as we can, another agenda item or a special workshop on looking into the hotel motel tax and its disbursement.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the council in agreement with that?
Sure.
Okay. All right. No other comments? Moving on to item 2D, naming of the new park. Councilwoman Cantu?
Yes. Oh, well, the name of the park right now is the Floresville River Park. That's what it says on the front of the gates over there. So anyway, one weekend, me and my family were just spending time here at the park. And we started Googling some stuff, and it came out that, that it's Rancho de las Cabras. That's part of our heritage here. The Rancho de las Cabras in Floresville may be the newest addition to the collection of World Heritage. I didn't
Across
know.
the street.
And it's part Henrietta, did you have more information on this?
Yes, and so when I did the research and looked at it, and I remember, if you remember a couple of years ago, they had the National State Park when the Alamo received its international status, and it says Alamo and the 7 missions. And they had a World History Day, and we hosted it here. And so when I was trying to put together the information, it did receive the World Heritage, and just for the edification of the council and maybe some people in the audience, this is the Alamo is the only place in the United States that has international status, and it is the first and only. And so when you mentioned that, that's why I wanted to say that that is the name. It did receive the World Heritage status. Rancho de los Cabos is one of the 7 missions, which is right down 97, right about, is it Perryland Dairy? Is that the name?
Right by the bridge. Right by the bridge on the left.
Yeah, tracking
Yes.
the other side of the bridge.
And they tell me stories that they used to say that it was gold out there, and they dug gold back in the day. It is listed as one of the things, and so that is a proper name. I don't say it right, I know it means gold mission, but Rancho de los Cabos is one of the, is the name of the heritage of that. We can do some more research and get you some other information, but that mission is one of the 7 missions that receive the World Heritage status.
And that's why I was thinking that maybe we should use that in the name of the park. So people from all over the world, I mean, if they look at the Alamo, we're connected to it. So, I don't know, that was one of the ideas that I thought.
Councilman Jimenez?
I think, it's, keeping Floresville, whatever, keeping it not so political, many names or whatever. I think that's a great idea. Keeping something, the Floresville name into it, or river. Well, right now, what are they calling it right now?
Well, it's kind of calling it the new park sports complex is what we had to come up with a
I
name.
know, but it was Floresville River.
And then you have it's the Floresville River Park is what it's actually named. I went to the picture of the sign.
I would want to keep that for the World Park, and then do at least put, I don't know, something with the Rancho de las Cabas River Park.
Well, I think this is something the council can go back and think about, and again, because there's no action on it, we can put it on on any meeting that you would like, but this gets you thinking, and you would be in support of what we've been talking about if there is another one. Councilman Nissen, I think you had your hand up.
But will you still be open if, let's say HEB wanted to donate a bunch of money to name it after them?
No, absolutely.
So if they want to give you 500,000, you don't want to consider it?
No, it belongs to Floresville, the citizens of Floresville. I want something that's gonna, go ahead.
Not to say fluent in speaking Spanish this way, if so many people come looking for this place, that's not by the shop, it'd be much easier. River Park is very easy to explain to people, it's right down the road here, it's next to the San Antonio River. You start adding in, certain different names, where Macau Park is, where River Park is. I think simpler is better, something like this. And then, why don't we let the citizens, just mention it in the paper, hey, you got an idea for a name for the park? I think that would be represented Floresville out there, just one person. Get a whole bunch of ideas of different names, for it. But my idea is simpler and better, it's easier to explain where this place is instead of.
Well, since Rancho de la Cabra is it's a world, I think we would have more people coming over here.
Okay.
And that's what we want.
To play baseball?
Not necessarily.
Councilman Jimenez had something to say.
I believe that if we keep it with the name of the Floresville, not naming, not to be, keep it non-political. I hate to be put in a spot where.
So, Councilman, it's not going to be able to pick you up on the audio. You can speak into the mic.
We're going to give him.
I said, I would like to keep it Floresville something, whatever it is. I don't want it to be named after anybody, any particular person or anything. Keep it not political. I hate when they put me on a spot that I want this name or this other person's name or whatever. I would rather keep it simple.
And simple, have some ideals brought into it, not just, I understand the mission over here that really not a whole lot left of it. But, I'd still like to hear some from the public, if you,
No, I understand it, but,
just naming it something like this is very hard to pronounce. That we go, what, so what's the mission of the goats? We got goats and hogs and.
The animal park.
Madam, may I have a report?
Yes.
A couple of years ago, I tried to name this park the Veterans Park. Didn't interfere with the name, the certain individual, political, nothing. That's why we are here for freedom. It was turned down. Many soldiers have volunteered their lives. Very hard. I'm a veteran, and I know that there's some veterans here. But at the end of the day, it's going to be up to the council. I can understand where each and every one of y'all are coming, because I've been there. I've asked, can y'all name this this complex the Veterans Park, because the fallen individual that was KIA was specialist video. That's the name of this event center. I have family tradition, and I know that there's many others out there that have respect for the veterans. And that is what I'm talking about, respect. It doesn't have to do with missions, it doesn't have to do with regular name. That's why we are here, because of freedom, the sacrifice that they made. That's all I have to say, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
Mayor, the only thing I want is for the name to represent the long history of the city of Floresville.
Well, I think everyone has, it seems like there's a little bit of a difference between the five, so we're going to have to bring this up. Very soon, if the park is going to be dedicated on March the 24th as scheduled.
I'm not going to just sleep over it.
So there's no action on this, so it's something for the council to think.
Would you want it to be on the next agenda for an action item on the February 8th agenda? But
Yes.
Yes,
ma'am. Yes.
Okay, then we're instructing the attorney to prepare something to name it. We will leave the name blank, and then we can fill in the blank at that time. Is that okay?
Fill in the blank or go
Fill in
out,
the blank for the name.
or go out to the people and get information.
Okay, if you want to take action on it, we need a resolution, or you want it on the agenda as a resolution to name the park X, Y, Z, or do you want to have a directive as to what to do? Because if you're going to direct staff to go to and advertise publicly, that's a direction, that's one CNA.
No,
Yeah, then we
Or if
can't.
you want a resolution, then you
that's
would-
my item, and I want it like that. Okay? Just find some history on it,
Yes, so
and then we'll name it.
we'll do a resolution.
Yes.
And then, for whatever reason, we can attach the history and
And the
then.
history, and then if nothing else, we'll name it the Floresville Sports Complex.
I'm agreeing with that.
Oh, yeah.
So am I.
Thank you.
Okay, we will take action in the next meeting. Moving on to item 2E, annexation workshop dates. Council, you have in front of you the 5 dates that Chris Stewart is able to make it down for a workshop. You see that in front of you. Where the 2 X's are, which is on the 8th and the 22nd, that's a council meeting. I don't recommend that we have a workshop on the 9 days of the council meeting. So that leaves you with the 12th, the 15th, or the 19th. Any suggestions by council for the annexation workshop that had to be rescheduled?
It would work better for me on the 15th, if it's okay with everybody else.
What day?
It's on a Thursday. Like, we would have a meeting, and then the following week, we would have another, it would be 3 Thursdays in a row.
At 6:30.
I'm sorry, what?
If we have 15, can it be at 6:30?
That's fine.
So people can-
Thursday, the 15th at 6:30 is that a possibility? I'm asking the council.
Fine.
We can't vote on it, just.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
And so the packages that we prepared for you for the January meeting, you still have, they're like 26 or something pages. If you need another one, please let us know, because that's the only thing we're placing on the agenda unless you all care for something else. But we want to keep that just for that, because it's going to take some more time for you all to make a determination and go through in detail that. So is that okay? So if you need another copy, please let the secretary know she can get you that copy.
Okay.
Because it's going to be an evening meeting, we're working very long. Do you all care for any refreshments?
Just some water because we'll have a lot of people here.
And that's for
15.
6:30. Okay, thank you, council. Moving on to item 2F, the event center sign. Henrietta Turner has a presentation on that.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. This is under my name, but actually this is something that we're working on some time, and I think Councilman Ortiz mentioned some time ago when he was previously on the board, when we talked about hotel and motel tax, that there was a presentation that was mentioned before. In your packages, you have a sample of the signs, a smaller version, but I have a larger version here. In our conversations, and just talking about design, just to give you all the history, we did this before. It was a base sign, 2 sides, those kind of things. It was a little more elaborate than this one. And I think those bids came in somewhere around $100,000. And at that time, the council opted not to go forward. And so looking at that, we tried to downsize, do some things locally, and Fact Fire Box was a company that came out and made the presentation. We had it here. He had it on his truck. Just a plug for them. They actually only make everything in their USA. Everything's down here. And they've located with Grogan Associates, which is a local vendor here in the city of Floresville, to allow them to do the installation. Now, your attorney can correct me if I'm wrong, the threshold for us to be able to bid something is $50,000. So anything $50,000 or above, but according to state statute, we have to go out to bid. Bidding this thing takes some time, and if we're going to open the park on the 24th, we won't make it. However, with this proposal, we will be able to do so. Mr. Ortiz, when he received his packet, came and asked me some questions, and so I wanted to answer his questions. He wanted to know what it would cost if we actually eliminated the concrete base with the masonry at the bottom, as you see. If we did so, we can increase the size, the face of the sign, and it is 2-sided, just to let you know. The next size up that we could do would actually be in the dimension with 5 feet instead of the 4. So you would get another 5 by 10 rather than the one that you have now, which is 4 by 10. Now we have to be careful with the height, because when you start talking about anything that's going to be 10, 12, 15 feet in the air, I need to have a structural engineer to design that, and there's all kind of design questions and answers they have to do. So we have to be able to do that, and which costs time, and we have to go out to bid, because when you get anything up, you have to imagine on the highway going back and forth with the wind, and we did have some really strong winds. You want to make sure it doesn't fall over and crash in the car. So this does not need the designer to have design of an engineer, but if you get any higher, it will require for you to have a structural engineer.
Under what height?
10 foot.
Under 10 foot?
Yes.
So anything under 10?
Yes.
Well, all we need is something over 6 foot.
Well, I put the scale to give you a scale. There's a human scale there, so you can see how tall it is. We'll be, you're not going to be approaching over. You're going to be able to get under the requirements to be able to do that. In this proposal, it does not include connecting electricity. There is electricity there. Somebody hit the box, but it's there. That would be our cost. And so I'm bringing this proposal to you all. So remember, if you're going to eliminate the masonry, the bigger size, you can still stay at the $49,895.
But would that give the stability? By having rock or concrete, whatever on it.
You'll have the foundation part, you just won't have the pretty facade. However, I did ask EDC to give us an application, because it's always nice to have the masonry, to give us an application. EDC does have and has budgeted, I believe, $35,000 for signage, and in there is an application for EDC. The city could apply, and I think it is to be 50% of the sign or $7,500, whichever one is greater. But I would need your permission to apply for that if you decide to go forward with the sign.
Ms. Turner, where is the sign supposed to be?
It would be in the grassy area at the end of our parking lot, right there on 97, which is why it's really important for it to be two sides.
Would there be an area designated for that, maybe move it, the fence line or whatever, where we put it, what's in the front? Is there a fence?
No, sir.
There's nothing, no, sir.
No, sir. The fence goes along this line.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Parallel to the building, there's no fence.
Yeah, we definitely need to have visibility, height, and make it pretty. You know, we could probably do a two-part like that, right? We purchase it under the 50,000, and then maybe get EDC to give us some extra money to do the concrete or whatever needs to be done.
That was my intention, was to say that we could put all of the money into the sign, and when we wanted to be able to dress the sign with the masonry, we could apply for the EDC. In conversation with EDC, you know, as a, subject, but we provide rent to them, and one of our exchange we have to provide with them for, I believe, the next 20 years. The year 2022, 21, 2022. I believe that EDC is comfortable here and has indicated that they would like to stay here once we move into our wonderful living facilities.
How's the next?
Isn't it, I thought if the project is over 50,000, you have to go out to bid.
Yes.
Okay. The sign was 49, the electricity was 2,000, it takes it over 50,000.
No.
That is classified as one project.
Not
Unless you-
necessarily classified one project, because the 50, can I ask your attorney, the $50,000 is for the sign itself. All it's saying in your contract is that the owner is responsible for the electrical connection. It's two separate things.
You should double check, because anything related to the one project, unless you wait 30 days, then you can go back and look it up.
Well, it's easy to wait 30 days.
Yeah, I just don't want us to get in trouble. That's for a sign, that's what we
Okay,
get in trouble.
Councilman, do you have a directive to, there's no action on this. I'm kind of wondering why this wasn't an action that we're discussing it.
We've already given that action for her, for that directive.
The directive that you gave to me
Right.
was
We took a
to
vote.
go find information for the sign.
Right, but not action. You were given the directive to get the information, which you did, and you're giving it to us. So we can't sit here and vote on
No,
going
we're not
and go
voting.
forward.
It's just discussion.
I know, that's what I'm asking. Yes, Councilman.
Like the FISD, the sign that they have in the front right there on 181,
Yes.
that's what you're talking about for both signs?
Yes, ma'am. But
It's bigger.
the school, this is not as tall as that sign.
Okay.
It's a digital sign.
This is a good sized sign. I mean,
Yeah, but it's a
the two
digital.
base is 10 feet wide and 5 feet tall. I mean, if you're standing next to the sign, you're just going to be at the base of the sign.
My question is, it's a digital sign, we'll be able to advertise through it and everything else?
It's a digital sign that has some built-in programs, everything has built-in programs, and some bells and whistles on this. You will be able to do so remotely. Yes, all color. The resolution is really good because you look at the pixels, the resolution is very well, and so it's really going to help with us in marketing. I know the conversations previously have been, even to blind the light, the previous conversations have been people pass the building because they don't know, because they can't see it's there.
We can't, or can we advertise Whataburger, Floresville, let them pay us for advertisement? Or do we gotta go through TechStop?
You're going to get into some issues when you start advertising because it's a different type of sign. You can advertise yourself, but I would leave that up to the attorney. But the last time we had the conversation, for us to sell ads on that sign, It's a different type of sign. Then it becomes like a billboard sign, and you have text dot regulations for this. It was never my understanding or intention to sell ads for the sign. It was just to advertise city events.
Any other questions?
I have a question. So what's the plan from here forward?
I would need directive from the city to tell me to put this on the agenda for, to be able to place it on the agenda. I need understanding if you want to have the smaller sign, which would include the masonry, or the larger sign that would not include the masonry and apply with EBC.
The larger size, the larger